Hi everyone, good afternoon from Prater here in Vienna, Austria. This is a very interesting, a very old amusement park. All the rides are run by different ride operators. So there's not a wristband, there's not an admission fee. You just wander in and you pay for any ride you want to go on. Which in the case of me, probably going to be a ton, and this day's going to be insanely expensive. I go by the legend, that's my wonderful girlfriend Molly. I am excited to be here.
I love the Ferris wheel.
Oh, it's one of the icons, it's the icon of the park, and one of the icons of Vienna overall. So definitely gonna have to take a ride on that, and a lot of other things here at the Prater. What better way to start our adventure here at Prater by going on the classic Ferris wheel, getting a view of the entire park.
I'm excited for this one.
We have purchased our tickets. One ride on the Ferris wheel is $13.50 or €13.50. We got a combo ticket for the Ferris wheel and Madame Tussauds for €30, which seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Before you head into the Ferris wheel ride, there's a small kind of museum area with lots of different miniatures and some stuff that moves. A little bit about the history of Prater and the history of Vienna overall. And there's the very unique ride vehicles that can be found on this 125-year-old Ferris wheel. If you look in this one, it's going to look a little bit different. It's set up with tables, as you can rent out certain cabins for fine dining experiences as you go around the wheel. Probably very expensive, but very, very unique. While the Ferris wheel is 125 years old, they do new stuff. Like you look over there, cabin 9, there's no cabin at all. You put on a, kind of like a climbing harness, you get locked in, and then you go around the wheel, just standing up, out in the elements. It looks really cool, but it is about, I think, 85 euros to do that kind of experience. We are getting near the top, so I'm going to show you the view of Prater. A park kind of unlike anything else out there. And lots and lots of rides and buildings. Right in the middle of a city. Of course, you can see Olympia Looping over there. I didn't even know they had this. They've got a dine in the sky experience. That's fun. But yeah, lots and lots of rides for me to spend my money on. And crazy flat rides as well. And lots of roller coasters. Overall, I think there's 15 roller coasters here. You do get some stunning views of Vienna as well. You do get some cool views just looking at the mechanics of a 125-year-old Ferris wheel. Now, if you're visiting Prater during the summer, you might get lucky, and Olympia Looping might be in town. Olympia Looping is the world's largest traveling roller coaster. Also the world's most famous traveling roller coaster. This has been a bucket list coaster for me for a long time. And I would say it lived up to the hype. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of like Schwarzkopf rides. I thought the one in Canada, Mindbender, kind of hurt. This one is very smooth. There's one part where I kind of got jostled a little bit. The restraints do get very tight, but I think it lived up to the hype. Now it's called Olympia Looping because the 5 loops are the colors of the 5 Olympic rings. So it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, also one of the more expensive rides in the park. This will cost you €9.50. My friends, I think this might be the craziest ride in the park. You're on swinging chairs on a big spinning arm ride. It looks like it's got to be 200 feet in the air. And a lot of degrees of movement there. That is crazy looking. And I think what would make this one even worse, when this car is loading, that one, 200 feet in the air, is just spinning. I would be so terrified because you would never know when you're going to go. You're just continually spinning 200 feet in the air over Vienna. Here you can see the park's only wood coaster and their most classic ride. And man, look at this, an old-timey scenic railway that goes through fake mountains and stuff like that. What an awesome looking ride. This roller coaster here is Mega Blitz. And this one, it was very smooth, a fun ride, weird train. Going that way. You can fit up to 6 people in the train, but you sit kind of cuddle seating, similar like how you would like a bobsled roller coaster. So that was really unique. The lap bar also like, it ratchets like in multiple directions. So very, very different. But this one I would definitely ride if you're here. Smooth, fun, weird. Hanging out high in the sky over Prater from a crane is what I know is like a dinner in the sky experience. So you hang out there, it's a giant table, and you eat a meal while hanging 200 feet in the air. This roller coaster is known as Volare, and it starts with like a really slow section where your flying ride vehicle just kind of goes right next to the midway, which is a little different. And now you can see the roller coaster in actual motion. And a pretty comeback roller coaster, and a rather painful roller coaster. Any of these hairpin turns, your head just slams into the side of the restraint. And you kind of ride trapped in a cage. The inversions are kind of fun, like those barrel roll things, those are fun. The turns are what kind of gets you. If you've never been on a flying roller coaster before, maybe check it out. But there's a lot of rides here at the Prater, so this might be one to skip.
I like how it picks you up though. That's the only cool part.
The big spiral lift?
Yeah.
I love when there's rides I've never seen before, and I've never seen anything like Tornado here.
You thought about going on it?
I've thought about it. Maybe after a couple drinks, maybe I will. You're kind of swinging from this big arrow in the sky, and it definitely tells you when to flip. Like, it's not a free flipping thing. And you fly like right over the midway. It is a very wild looking ride.
It's very different, that's for sure.
Very low capacity too. This only puts 4 people on each ride cycle. Oh no!
Slow flips. No, thank you.
This is a wild looking water ride. It is a river rapid style water ride down a big chute, and there's a vertical elevator lift to get up there, and then these people are about to get rolled off of it. You can see the things coming up, and then they're gonna go on their water slide adventure. Very similar to the system that's used on Mystic River Falls over at Silver Dollar City. And the big waterfall at the ending. I love the fake mountain you kind of go through. And then the support isn't an ugly support. It's done up as like brickwork and a building. Looks like you get a lot of spin. Ooh, there could be some wetness down there at the bottom. I'm curious if the waterfall turns off or you get soaked. Oh, it turns off. That's good. Roller coaster going down the big slanty first drop. This is known as Super 8-Bahn. A pretty good sized roller coaster. I would not say it's an overly good roller coaster though. There was like no leg room in there, so I kept banging my shins into the thing. I was curious, like when I got off, like, I wonder if I'll be bleeding or not. Good news, I was not.
The artwork on the train is cool.
Yeah, very snazzy, like airbrush kind of design. It's a pretty long roller coaster, especially for a small park like this. And one of the things you talk about how rough and kind of janky it is, I kept slamming my ribs into the side of the vehicle. This one was €5. Really big flat ride going around here is known as Air Max. This is a ride I saw like maybe 6-7 years ago. It was at the Central Florida Fair, but not a super common ride at all. I remember it not being that interesting to ride.
It looks pretty.
It looks great, yeah. Prater's got some go-karts. Looks like they've got some pretty good zip to them as well.
Yeah, good speed.
Like, not a very long course, but it looks like they move at a pretty good clip. One of the tallest rides in the Prater is the Starflyer, and it looks great. I love the ornamentation on top of it. It's really one of the prettiest Starflyers you'll find. Also looks like it goes slower. Some Starflyers kind of make me dizzy with how fast they spin. I don't think that'll be the case on this one. And the view you get, since of course this park is in the middle of Vienna, the view you get from up there would be amazing. It isn't only the top of the Starflyer that's really pretty. The bottom is as well. This ride is known as Ecstasy. It's just playing the Cotton Eye Joe, I guess. You go all the way upside down. Oh no. No. And much like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind back home, in the exit area, they've got motion sickness bags.
I think this is way more needed than Cosmic Rewind.
This roller coaster here is Rollerball, and you can see it just got started there. Once you get to the top, it holds you there for like 30 seconds. This ride vehicle is running empty. I'm going to splice in footage of me on this. This was not a me ride at all, so I was riding by myself. I was the only one in the ride vehicle, and I was pointing like, this looks like it's a nice gentle tilt. And that's probably how it is when you're perfectly balanced. When you're not perfectly balanced, you're looking almost vertical with just a lap bar holding you in. I was so scared.
Yeah, I know.
I'm guessing I was probably perfectly safe, but the amount of mental anguish I had on the rollerball as I was afraid I was going to meet my doom here in Austria was very high. I want to get a nice view from this kid's spinning drop tower over here by the rollerball.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad.
No, it has to drop though. Right now it's just an observation tower. There it goes. Right now we're in front of Geisterschloss, which is a traditional ghost train kind of haunted house. Not very expensive, it's only €3.50 to ride. And I thought it was pretty good. A lot of animatronics in there.
Yeah, there was one that just popped right out. It's all dark. And
Yeah, there's some upsetting stuff in there.
a little.
And then some like completely wacky stuff, like there's Man Bear Pig, there's Jaws.
You do get a little wet.
Something sprayed me right in the face.
There's a big hill going up.
Yeah.
And then you slowly decrease.
I also love that you think you're gonna buy tickets here. No, you pay in the car, but instead there is a robot animatronic guy at the ticket sales booth. Here is the park's spinning wild mouse roller coaster. This one costs €4.50 to ride. My favorite part by far is that towards the end of the ride, you get eaten by a hungry cat.
It looks like you also come out of the other end.
Yep, you do. You go right through the hungry cat. And here these people go, they got eaten by the hungry cat. For those curious, the cat doesn't have a cat bottom that you come out of. Look at that fun. It's kind of like a Dumbo-style spinning ride, but you're in little UFOs. It gets pretty high. Here's a ride I love. This is the Tagada. First of all, they're playing Nelly, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's a ride that's actually outlawed in America. You cannot find this in the States. It's a spinning disc. There's no seatbelts. You just have to hold on.
And
if you want to stand up,
really good balance.
Yeah, if you want to stand up,
like me, do not have good balance and fall off.
These rides are a blast, though. I love this. And just like doing this, like right now we're having a beer and watching this thing, and that's just great entertainment. So if you know me, I love dark rides. And a lot of the dark rides here are scary dark rides. Iceberg is one of the exceptions to that. It is a trackless, interactive ride through the Antarctic and like an underwater world. It is so adorable. Now, parts of it with the animals do get a little lewd. I think a penguin flashes you at one point. Some dogs might be having romance.
But it's a little risque.
A little bit, but it is a lot of fun. And there's a lot of animatronics. There's elevator lift. There's a lot of more tech in this ride than I think there would be. Let's go for a ride on Insider, which is an indoor roller coaster. This one I heard good things about. And Insider we go. Before you get to the ride, I guess there's a mirror maze. It's very dark in here. Oh, there I am again. And I'm gone. And there I am. Things I did not expect to see in the queue. Darth Vader and Batman. And not only Batman, this is Batman and Robin Batman, complete with bat nipples. So Insider is an in-the-dark wild mouse with lots of lights and music. It was really cool. You can see some of the ride there. I quite enjoyed it. I like the music. I like the lights. Rides. Anytime spinning wild mouse is kind of wild. You put it in a building, and it's dark in there. Like you can't see your hand in front of your face.
Yeah, it's disorientating with all the lights.
Velodrome is bumper cars, but there's something a little special with these bumper cars. Look at this. There's a dude spinning around, smoking a cigar. No, he's not smoking a cigar. He's got a giant electric red nose. That is something. The Lilliputbahn is a very old-timey, classic, kind of mini train ride. Look at that. And if you really enjoyed the miniature railroad, you can get a DVD or Blu-ray all about it. Right in the entrance area, you do have a beautiful wave swinger, which is perfectly positioned. That looks like a good time, but a very intense ride. I think that ride's called Magister Rotor. And man, there's a lot of upside down going on over there.
There's a whole bunch.
A whole bunch of upside down. And let's do a 2-for-1 here, because right next to that is the big drop tower here at the park. That is one of the tallest rides at the park. And you can see them slowly climbing their way into the sky.
I bet you get a good view of the city.
Oh, absolutely, an amazing view.
Because I know with the Ferris wheel you do.
And that's, I think this is taller than the Ferris wheel.
I was about to say.
Now, I believe once this ride gets to the top, to make sure everyone gets a good view, I think it spins around. Let's see if I'm correct. Yep, there they go.
Spinning around.
Doing their spin to give everyone that nice view. And then let's get...
Then I'm assuming it stops and drops.
I think it's going to stop and drop. Still spinning. That's one thing with this park, with everything being pay-per-ride, they definitely give like good ride cycles and good ride profiles because everyone has to kind of compete with each other.
Yes.
Like this is not, you know, Six Flags or Cedar Point where
the money's going to one place.
Yeah, everyone is competing with everyone else. And man, they are spinning for a while. I guess they're really building up that anticipation for the drop to make you just absolutely terrified.
You're really getting a good view.
Now, you don't do so great on drop towers, Molly.
I'm not a huge fan, no. I will do it.
Yeah, I'll do them. They're not my favorite ride. Like in a park like this, I'm certainly not going to pay money to go on one.
Yeah. So I do like the views for them.
And this one might never stop spinning. Come on, drop tower. I don't know.
Oh, it's stopping, it's stopping.
Oh, it's stopping. We're getting ready for the big drop tower. Up. And then
now you don't know when it's in drop.
Yeah, now once you stop, you're like, okay, it's time to go.
And it's not.
And it's not. Also, the scariest part of those rides on the left is when the other people are loading, you're just stuck up there for forever. And you don't know when you're going to move again.
Just like you don't
just
know
like
when
the
it's
drop tower.
Up, you go back.
Oh, it's going up again?
Yeah.
Okay, so it gets to the spin level. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that drops a ways. Just want to mention their big skyscraper style ride. It is only €5, which makes it one of the cheaper rides like this you'll see anywhere. Aqua Gotti is the park's log flume, complete with a custom-made painted Volkswagen, as well as a mermaid that sits over there.
With a lily pad.
Yeah. You can see the big drop right here. That's gonna be the one closest to us. What I like too is they got like kind of a roller coaster drop. There's the big drop for splash. Let me zoom in on the roller coaster drop. You can see this guy's about to go down. As you go down, do a little splash, then you come up, and then you do more splash. Geisterbahn is another ghost train haunted house. This one is very, very traditional.
Yes.
Like it's old-timey.
You have
to push your car. The car bangs into all sorts of kinds of stuff. But then there are some really great old school effects in there. So if you're looking for a haunted house, this is one I would definitely recommend as far as a ride through haunted house. I really like Geisterbahn. A big traditional fun slide. Masquerade is another spinning coaster, and another coaster that's indoors, although this one does do a little peek outdoors. All right, there goes Masquerade. Kind of a small scale spinning coaster. It's cool how it goes indoors and outdoors. And there's an elevator lift as well. Some weird music plays on the inside. It was like a really odd version of Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. And then a really weird version of an Aerosmith song. There's a 5-story funhouse, complete with a giant slide at the end. I do love a good S&S tower. The one here is called Space Shop, and it's got a very traditional, like fairground style lighting package on it.
It does.
And I think they're getting ready to go any second now. I don't know what that means in German, but I'm hoping it's we're about to launch the ride.
Probably head back.
Maybe he's just messing with them.
Crown blade, that's the problem.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, there you go. And back down. Well, this one is all kinds of different.
I don't think I've ever seen a ride like it.
No, this is the Clown VR. So as you can see with those guys, it is a virtual reality dark ride. You're on a track, it moves around. It is so weird. Like one of the most messed up rides I think I've ever been on in my entire life. I'm not gonna spoil it, but man, if you are here, spend the €5 if you want something truly.
Might give you nightmares.
It might give you nightmares. I might have nightmares about it. Boy, that was weird. It was good though. It was well done.
It was.
Like quality level was definitely there. Hey, which bathrooms are you doing? Oh, I'm over here by the evil clown bathrooms.
Creepy.
Yeah, look at that. Super fun sit-down restaurant here at the Prater is the roller coaster restaurant. Now, I've eaten at one of these at Alton Towers over in the UK, and I'm gonna eat at one again in a couple weeks here when I visit Europa Park. So I'm not gonna eat here today at the Prater. I'm gonna go for some more authentic Austrian food. But the gimmick is, all your food is delivered via roller coaster.
It is really cool.
It is really, really cool, especially if you're a coaster guy like me. It's an absolute blast. Very pretty flat ride here for Sombrero. Some of the depictions probably
not the best.
Probably wouldn't fly in some parts of the world. We've also got Speedy Gonzalez in the middle spinning around. Now, some things with Prater here, I don't know what some of these rides are. Like the Mickey Express, which is some sort of a train ride. And there's a town of hedgehogs.
They're adorable.
This is €2.50. I think we're gonna have to find out what the Mickey Express is. Because look at that. Molly, what's the Mickey Express worth your €2.50?
It was odd. It was not what I expected at all. I thought it was to be animatronic hedgehogs or
there were some, but you go around like 4 or 5 times and you keep going past this band every time and they just do the same thing. When you're in the dark ride section, like different sections light up and do stuff. It's kind of interesting, a lot of like miniature villages and things like that. And then some weird stuff like a wolf and a duck holding down a mouse to get some sort of an injection.
Yeah, that's odd.
I'd say it's worth my $2, but that was a weird ride. All right, here's these guys go on the slingshot. Slingshot's gonna run you about $15 per person. It looks like they're almost all the way stretched. There's no ball around this. Ah, there they go! Way up there. Oh, that's a lot of movement on the arms. One very important tip I have for you here at Wiener Prater is you need euros. You need cash. There are going to be some cash machines around the park, like this one, hilariously in the shape of a giant pig. But make sure you bring cash. About half the rides I went to accepted card, half of them did not. This ride is called Jumper.
It's okay.
And it's got fountains.
Put your hands up in the air.
Hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air.
And like a lot of rides here at the park, there'll be like a synced audio track.
Let's go.
So depending on the ride cycle, and it bounces you up and down, or it jumps. Check out this fun house. It looks like it's about 3 stories, kind of themed to like American football.
I think that's exactly what it seems.
There's a guy climbing, like an animatronic guy climbing a rope over there. Looks like to get in, you've got to go over water. Wow. I guess there's a pedal pub with beer taps that you can get on. How did nobody tell me about this? This one could give you nightmares. I believe this is an indoor, like, small drop tower with a laser show. But look at that face.
The Grand Canyon here is a coaster that goes backwards. I was gonna say, I think it's the smallest coaster. Oh no, now you're going forward. Of course, he has to get his credit.
Alles okay? Alles okay, oder? Ja. Und Tempo. Ein bisschen schneller. Ein bisschen schneller. So.
The newest roller coaster at the Prater is Der Genstersaw. And I love it, like, you go through the thing and the sign falls over. It's a Gerstlauer bobsled style wild mouse coaster. Very vertical, so it's very much parts on top of parts on top of parts, and it's really high up.
Long ride.
It's a very long wild mouse style ride, and a really fun ride. It's incredibly smooth. Lots of cool elements, lots of cool parts. If this was at a park where, like, you could go on without paying again, I would love to go back on this ride. It was so much fun. I also love that the cars, they've got little headlights.
Yeah, that's really cute. Seeing the car go backwards right there. This is the boomerang here. It is almost at the top. Just got released. One different thing is this one does have a tunnel. Most of them do not. And then back up. And now you do it all backwards again.
Ich glaube, das war Arme gut. Dankeschön. Bitte gut.
The park has a boomerang, but it's interesting. The trains are unlike trains I've seen on any other boomerang. They're built by a company called SAT Rides in Germany. They've got unpadded steel lap bars. So, not the most comfortable ride, but more comfortable than banging your head around.
That's good.
And the tunnel has, like, Horror Nights fog in it. So, definitely not the worst boomerang I ever rode. Here's another set of bumper cars. This one's kind of interesting because the price is per car. So if you can squeeze 2 adults into one car, then both of you can ride for €3, making this one of the better values here at the Prater. Breakdance is a super fun flat ride. Something I love, this one has like a Jumbotron that must be set up somewhere in the middle and like projected from different angles. I'm not sure if those aren't live feeds, but they're just showing like ride footages. Look at the kids' carousel. First of all, it looks like it's 100 years old. And then there's weird stuff like in America this would be surrounded by a barricade. Nope, here it is just something you can walk right into. There is an admission charge, the operator's over there. But this is very interesting. Right next to what looks like giant spinning kings and queens, you do have another very large Ferris wheel. Now, obviously, they do have the big famous one in the front of the park, and that's, if you haven't been here before, that's definitely the one I would recommend. The one advantage that this ride has, this Ferris wheel, only €5. The big classic one, that's gonna run you 13. All right, this might be the most adorable ice cream stand. It's all polar bears. I wish I knew what was happening here, but I don't. There's a lot of interesting statues. I like the happy elephant. This one is also odd. There is, I'm guessing, a walk-through haunt called Jack the Ripper. Not sure if we'll have time for it or not, but it looks cool. And there are yet more horrifying statues.
It reminds me of something of like Stranger Things.
It kind of, yeah. Like,
Demigorgon.
like if you were scared of the Demigorgon, wait till you get the 6-mount demon tongue child. Skull Rock is a Pirates-themed dark ride, and it is fantastic. As you can see there, your ride vehicle will rotate to point you where you want to see the action. And it's a long dark ride, a very modern dark ride.
Yes.
Technologically advanced and very, very well done. There's so many scenes in there I absolutely loved. Lots of animatronics, lots of technology. If you're going to do a dark ride here, out of the ones I've done so far, Skull Rock is definitely one I would recommend. You can see the park's Wild Mouse roller coaster, named Wildy Mouse. I got a great lighting package on at night, and it does indeed run pretty intense. I just had a ride on it, really good for a Wild Mouse. Magic Dreamland, from the artwork, I believe, is a Michael Jackson themed funhouse. Some wild stuff too, like look up here out front, and it even has its own waterfall. One of the craziest flat rides at the Prater is this one, Black Mamba. It uses a double swinging arm. So the inner arm swings, and then the outer arm swings. And it's a curved arm. How wild does this thing look? And with that double arm moving, like some points you're going to be moving way faster. It is causing a ton of screams. For $7, you play the Prater's mini golf course, which looks like it's straight out of the 1950s. And in the mini golf course is a small kid's swing ride that I don't think there's any mechanics to it. Maybe you just like push your kid around yourself. That's interesting. Right by this little kid's bungee thing is just what I'm assuming is old ride vehicles that are now benches. They don't look particularly comfortable.
Hey!
Another old-timey carousel. This one looks like probably early 1900s. And that's not what I was expecting this thing was going to come around the corner. But lots of cool little ride vehicles for kids. Adorable little kids' bumper cars. I love the big neon beams that just went off because the ride's over.
At the back corner of the park, we have this statue and a whole bunch of kids' rides over here. You have this merry-go-round. You do have a coaster called the Racer. This is €3, I believe, to ride. Look at him go around right there. Obviously, he's the only one riding it right now. It's a very simple little coaster. There he goes. This is cute. I don't know if it's operational right now. But you have a tractor going around. More about the merry-go-round. And then you also back here have kids' driving school area. I had to turn back on the camera because one, he's been going around and around and around and not stopping. And two, I actually really like the trains.
There's a small corner here with 3 small kids rides. Kind of nice, you can ride all 3 for €6 if you have little ones. This looks like a very old-timey ride. Like the ride vehicles themselves are made out of wood. It looks like you pay right in the ride. Another very cute kids car ride, complete with some animals, or fake animals, obviously, as that would be a weird place for a real elephant to be. Another one, I'm really curious what this is. I don't know. We've got a full beer, but we might have to come back if we see this. Also, what happened to Mickey Mouse?
His teeth.
He's got teeth, like Bad Sonic. In the front of the park, you've got all kinds of stuff. Flight simulator, flight board, a Walk of Stars museum, a 5D cinema, as well as a chocolate museum. All these are all sorts of different prices. Here's some of the ride vehicles that you can ride on the 5D cinema. Looks like this one's about $4 a person. Flight simulator is about $4 a person as well. Virtual reality racing, more expensive. Park sure does have a lot of bumper cars. There's a beautiful, beautiful little kid's car ride. Look how snazzy the cars are too. I love the design of some of these ghost trains. Like, look at all the wacky stuff moving around. Well, Geisterbahn looks great on the outside. On the inside, it's not one of the better dark rides here at the Prater. A lot of stuff not working. A lot just, yeah, pitch black segments. Some cool stuff, some wacky stuff, some disturbing stuff, as you would expect with a lot of these rides. Probably one of the more expensive things you could do at the park. They've got indoor skydiving. So Molly, I don't think this one's running today. It's something called Stoomboat. I've never seen a ride like this, and it's only like $2 to go on.
It reminds me a lot like the Jungle Cruise, like boat.
Yeah, with like the old-timey, like the Disneyland one?
Yeah. With the tarp?
Yeah, I assume it's like a gentle, old, swinging ship ride. Maybe it'll run later. Maybe it hasn't run in years. I have no idea. On the far end of the park here, you do have another tower. This looks like it has not been used in quite some time.
Very long time.
I'm not sure if this was like a drop tower or an observation tower or what. Also in this far corner of the park, you do have some kids rides. Some different looking kids rides. Like, look at this one here with the horses you would ride on.
Yeah. That is very different.
Yeah, that is, and then old-timey like coin-operated carousel.
And we saw these swings go earlier, and it was really...
Yeah, they were hauling.
Yeah.
Like normally these go very gently. That was not this one. This one was moving. Hotel Psycho is another ghost train style dark ride, but it is closed. You see, when everybody has a different operator, that means rides could open at any time and they could close at any time. So that's, just be aware, like the park hours might be 11 to midnight. That does not mean every ride in the park is going to run 11 to midnight. All right, here's another one that looks adorable, little kind of gnome people.
It gives me a lot of It's a Small World vibes type.
Yes. Only if you were pulled by a dragon in It's a Small World. There are plenty of bars and restaurants all around the Prater as well, so we're definitely going to grab some dinner here at some point. This restaurant also has these little tiny houses, which I'm guessing you could have dinner in, I would assume in the winter time, maybe in the summertime. But look how cute that is. One of the little house things is open. Looks like you get your own grill in there. That is so cool. Also, man, if you need a midday break at the Prater, look at those chairs. I don't think I would ever get up.
Oh, you would not.
Molly, what time would you say it is right now?
Beer 30 and shots.
Beer 30 and shots. There is beer served all around the Prater, and they're much cheaper than if you are going to a theme park in America.
Yes.
We got 3 shots of 3 different cream liqueurs that I'm guessing are Austrian. I've never heard of them, so I wanted to try all 3. These 3 shots and a beer, €6.50. It's a good day. You know, I've seen my fair share of vending machines, but I'm not sure I've ever seen pizza out of a vending machine for €3. Looks like they quickly microwave or flash glaze of pizza for you.
It's interesting, it's also pineapple and pepperoni. It's not pineapple.
You get four different types. How weird is that? My friends, it gets even better. So right next to the pizza vending machine, there's one that sells drinks. But look what's on the bottom floor. It's a beer vending machine.
Definitely something not legal in the United States.
No! And also look how cheap the beer is here. And that's a big beer. That is a lovely sign for the toilets.
It's definitely a sign.
A word of advice here at Prater. The toilets are paid. So just like the rides, the toilets all cost money. If you go to a bar or restaurant,
Or Madame Tussauds.
or Madame Tussauds, those would be included toilets. Well, here at the Prater, we're gonna get some nice traditional Austrian dinner. So gonna eat here at the Grosser Egg Beer Garden House. Dinner is served. I got the beer garden, so that's beer braised roast pork served with cabbage and bread dumplings. And Molly, you got the signature dish here in Vienna, the Wiener Schnitzel.
Yep.
Now yours was about 20 euros, mine was about 12. Also got a big, wonderful Hefeweizen, and the Hefeweizen, a half liter, was about 4. Prater is filled with bars and restaurants. Schweizer House, this looks beautiful. A very large beer gardens type of restaurant. Another fun looking restaurant. This one looks very traditional, been here for 50 years. But look at the statues out front. That is wonderful. We're at the Prater on a Saturday night, and one of the beer gardens has live entertainment. A whole bunch of people dancing, having a jolly good time. It does not get much more traditional than this. It looks like a big old mat slide you slide down. I guess a little untraditional, as there is a devil on top of it. You've got a couple of wonderful old-timey kids rides over here. Now we came into this area in the park late in the day, so it's closed. This, I believe, is a roller coaster, but you have to be absolutely very child-sized to fit in. And then look at the planes. These planes run like on a track. So neat, so old-timey, very, very much like antique rides. Another kids area we kind of miss. Looks like there's like a little kids boat ride where you ride in a dragon, and then another kind of tracked car ride, I think. You really never know what you're gonna find here. It looks like there is a rather popular nightclub. All right, here's our next case of I'm not sure what is in this building.
But we're gonna find out.
There's dinosaurs everywhere. There's weird dinosaur animatronics in tubes. I mean, this one's gonna happen. I don't know what we paid for, Molly, but it was €5. Whatever it is, there's some sort of a door. The door is open, and we're now in this room with a bunch of hungry eyes watching us. There's now a film playing. Oh, and the room is moving. Oh, it's going both ways. Left and right rotating. So we have gotten out of the ride, that circular thing, and there's now some dinosaur animatronics above us. A little bit better view of some of the animatronics. Some of them are pretty weird, like that one's a giant bird. Well, according to this sign, up next is the Dino Tour. We have entered into the Dino Tour. It seems like some sort of a bus type thing. There's a dinosaur, I believe, driving whatever the tour is going to be.
I feel like this reminds me a lot of Earthquake.
In like Gatlinburg?
In Gatlinburg.
There's a dinosaur attacking our Dino Tour. The Dino Tour has dropped us off here. This is quite the room. There's a big rope bridge and animatronics. A little bit better shot of some of these animatronics. There's a couple of them. But I think this is a real elevator? Yeah, this is definitely a real elevator.
Yeah, it's a real elevator.
I guess we're going deeper into the blue planet. Oh, the elevator is tilting heavily to one side. Is that a giant dinosaur?
I think so.
We've kind of gone past it. Oh, we're still moving here in the elevator. It's a very shaky elevator. Can't see much. And now we're done. That was weird. I don't know if it was worth €5 or not, but it was weird. And that'll do it for our time at Prater. Man, what a place. It's kind of hard to wrap it up.
It's a very different place.
Yeah, the best way to describe it for me, it feels like a permanent state fair.
Yes.
If your state fair had tons and tons and tons of rides, but also very little entertainment, like state fairs are known for entertainment. You don't really get that at Prater. But man, I had a blast. Man, some highlights. Finally getting on Olympia Looping, getting on the 125-year-old Ferris wheel. The weird stuff too, man. Like that clown VR ride.
That was nightmares.
And then other stuff like the vending machine that sold beer.
The pizza.
Yeah. So Prater, excellent time. Whether you want to go and do tons of rides or it's a free admission park, you can just wander around, have a beer, have a snack, go on one ride, and that's it. You know, we were there for a long time.
10 hours?
I believe it was about 11 hours overall. Okay. And we had a great time. We had a very expensive time. Today I went on 24 attractions at Prater. It cost €118.
Just for him?
Yeah, just for me. Yeah. And not including beer, not including that wonderful, wonderful dinner.
Yeah.
So you can have a very expensive time here.
It was a fun time and very different.
Oh, super unique, super wonderful.
Giant.
It's a big place. And look at your map, because like it is not easy to find the that scenic railway coaster is way off on its own. And I had a blast. If you have any questions about Prater, let me know in the comment section below. And thank you very much for watching this video. Now we're going to rest. That was a long day.